Your savings account may be quietly stealing hundreds of dollars from you. Most people have an account that earns them around $1 in interest a year. That's right, $1. But what if I told you there was another account that could generate 300 to 400 times that amount? I'm going to show you the easiest way to fix this situation and start making actual passive income that will only take you about 10 minutes to set up. And the best part is that this income compounds monthly, increasing your returns over time. And that's exactly why the banks don't want you to know about it. I've worked in banking for over a year across 2 different institutions, and in that time, I saw the same thing over and over again. Hardworking people stashing their money away in savings accounts, doing everything right on paper, but quietly losing out on hundreds of dollars every single year. And the worst part, the banks knew. They just weren't telling anyone. Let's start with the account most people are using right now, the traditional savings account. Here's how it typically happens. You go into a bank to open a checking account. The banker sitting across from you will almost always offer you a savings account at the same time. And I know this because it was literally my job to open these accounts. It feels convenient, it feels safe, your money's all in one place at a bank that you already trust. And that's exactly what the bank is counting on. They want you to store your money with them. Because here's the thing, banks are a business. They exist to make a profit. And one of the ways they do that is by offering savings products with rock bottom interest rates to their everyday customers. The industry standard for a traditional savings account at most brick and mortar banks is 0.01% APY. Let me put that into perspective for you. If you had $10,000 sitting in a traditional savings account for an entire year, after 12 months of your money just sitting there, you would earn $1. Not 10, not 20, not 100, one single dollar. And yet, when I was working at the bank, nearly 90% of clients I saw every single day were saving their money exactly this way. This is what I call lazy money. It's just sitting there, not working for you, not growing, just existing. And the difference between people who build real wealth and people who don't often comes down to one simple thing. Are you letting your money be lazy, or are you putting it to work? This is where the high yield savings account comes in. This is the account banks don't want you to know about because it actually generates returns. And this is what I call productive money. A high yield savings account, or HYSA, has all of the same fundamental features of a traditional savings account. Your money is liquid, you can deposit and withdraw freely, it's a low risk place to store your cash. The difference? The interest rate. Most HYSAs are offered through online banks, and due to the nature of being online, their overhead costs are much lower than the traditional banks. No rent, no massive staff, no physical branches. And all that money they're saving, it goes right back to you, the customer, in the form of higher interest rates. Higher rates mean higher returns. It's that simple. Let me give you a real life example. I personally use a Marcus account through Goldman Sachs for my HYSA. Right now, that account is earning me 3.65% APY. Let that sink in for a second. 0.01% versus 3.65%. Now let's run the same $10,000 comparison. $10,000 in a traditional savings account for 1 year earned one single dollar, whereas $10,000 in my Marcus HYSA for 1 year earned $365. That's $364 more dollars earned for doing absolutely no extra work. And my Marcus account took me less than 10 minutes to set up online. 10 minutes of effort, $364 extra dollars a year. On top of that, the interest compounds monthly, meaning every month your interest gets added to your balance and starts earning interest itself. Your productive money just keeps getting more productive. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. This sounds great, but is my money actually safe in one of those online accounts? That's a fair question, and the answer is yes. Here's what I've learned from working in banking that most people don't know. Most banks are backed by the FDIC. Think of the FDIC as this umbrella that protects your money even if the bank were to fail. The FDIC insures your deposits up to $250,000 per account. So even in the worst case scenario, even if your bank were to fail and go completely under, your money would still be protected. And that same FDIC coverage that protects your money at a brick and mortar bank, it covers most high yield savings accounts too. When you're choosing which HYSA to open, my advice is simple. Go with a reputable institution and look for the words Member FDIC on their website. That's your green light. I personally use Bankrate to compare current HYSA rates, and I'll show it here on screen. It lists all of the top accounts and their current rates, so you can find the best option available right now. And just to be clear, I'm not a financial advisor, so do your own research before making any financial decisions. I'm just a guy who works in finance, sharing tips I've learned and the things I wish someone had told me sooner. So now that you know what a high yield savings account is and why it's better, how much should you actually put in there? Well, this depends on the person, but generally an HYSA is best used for two things: your emergency fund and your short-term savings goals. Because the account is liquid and accessible, it's perfect for money that you may need to get to quickly. Think of this as your productive cash reserve, money that's working for you while it waits to be used. The general rule of thumb for an emergency fund is anywhere from 3 to 6 months of your living expenses. If you want a specific number to aim for, I'd recommend somewhere between 5 and 10,000 as a strong starting point, depending on your lifestyle and monthly expenses. My Marcus account has no monthly minimums and no transfer limits, which makes accessing your money simple and stress-free when you actually need it. Here's the bottom line. If your money is just sitting in a traditional savings account right now, it's being lazy, and lazy money costs you. A high-yield savings account takes that same money and makes it productive, earning real returns every single month without you lifting a finger. The gap between lazy money and productive money is enormous, and the only thing standing between you and fixing it is a 10-minute account setup. Now, with that said, an HYSA is not a substitute for long-term investing. It's where you build your financial foundation. It's the base layer of a bigger wealth building strategy. The next step after this account is one that actually builds long-term wealth. And in my next video, I'll show you the account that can turn $600 a month into over $1 million, and why I wish I'd opened it sooner. And if you missed my last video on how you might be using your checking account completely wrong, I'll link it right here. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the rest of this series, and if you made it this far, I genuinely appreciate your support. It means the world. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.